Okay, welcome back to another video. Today's topic,
Prenups.
and alimonies.
Yeah.
But in India, because it's screwed over there.
Here too, though. We'll talk about it here too.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
It's here. Okay, yeah, I guess it's... So it's illegal in India.
It's illegal in India.
It's illegal in India to ask for a prenuptial.
Well, there's
which is
no such thing. Yeah.
prenup.
Yeah.
Right.
There's no such thing there.
Yeah, you can't... Like, men pretty much are getting screwed over there. For example, here's a quick video.
This guy paying off his wife's family.
She's happy.
Of course.
You just went through a divorce, smiling that she's getting...
They make bank. In India, if you get a divorce and you're the female, like, you could literally ask for, like, they call it mumangi rakam. Like, you can just be like, oh, give me $500,000.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, well, I don't have that. And then he has to, like, figure it out. Or his family has to, like, sell things or sell property and come up with it.
Yeah.
They don't have a choice.
But then the other way around is when girls get married, the dowry and stuff.
Oh, I can't believe that still happens.
It still happens.
India is so old school still.
Yeah.
People give motorcycles, cars,
Money.
and, fast forward 6 months and he's beating her up or something. And she's like, she's moved back to her parents' house. Like,
Yeah.
man.
And that's where I think that's where the part of the alimony part kind of comes in, is because, the girls have spent so much money beforehand and that's all that stuff. But I know a lot of these cases,
everything should go back.
everything should go back. The value of what the wedding was.
Yeah, not like give us more money on top of this because, like give us everything back, plus give us another X amount of dollars.
Yeah.
My goodness.
So this is the final, like basically the statement here is that in a lawyer's office, a settlement scene unfolds where an Indian man finalizes alimony payments to his ex-wife. The woman is visibly showing happiness, contrast with the man's apparent despair, sparking debates about fairness and divorce settlements.
India has the worst laws when it comes, for men.
Yeah.
When it comes to divorce, you should just stay in the marriage. Do not leave. Just stay. It's your judgment. Yeah, it's your judgment. You screwed up.
Yeah.
So then deal with it. Or either that or you're going to spend so much money and then you're going to spend the next 10 years trying to find that money again or working for it or figuring. Man, it's stressful.
Well, it's crazy how there's no so I want to get to the prenup part here in a second.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy how there's no balance. There's no you don't have an option of you can just leave without having to go through the whole hassle of alimony, because now it's becoming a business almost.
It is.
Because divorce is becoming, we said this in the last videos, because divorce is becoming so normalized, which is okay. If you're having an unhealthy relationship,
you can get out of it.
You should be able to leave, right?
But the laws don't protect you there, or they don't protect the men there, or the man.
But then if they go too lenient on the laws there, right, then everybody would kind of take advantage of marriage. Do you not think so? Because let's say they say that you can just walk away. Let's say nothing happens, right?
Right.
Let's say you just don't want to be together. You can go your separate ways, right?
But Indian people, Indian women, I'm sorry, here we go. Here we go. In India, I want to say then it's okay. It stirs up a little controversy. I'll probably get some text messages. That's also okay. I can handle it. Indian women in India some of them, they're very vindictive, man. They're very, oh man, they get your claws in you and you're done. The Indian guy or the Indian male back home, and then the ones that come from India to the US or to Canada, so naive. They don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
They meet these women there's so many different ones. The ones that are happening in the villages and the ones happening in the cities, arranged, They don't know what's going on. And they trust that their family, or if they see a girl and they're like, oh, I've never dated anybody in my whole life, but she seems good.
Yeah.
And okay, let's just get married because this is easy and I don't need to try. And low confidence because they know that they won't find anybody on their own.
Yeah.
So if that one girl that pays them any attention, it's good to go. And she turned out to be a psycho.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how much, personally,
Say it. Say it.
I'm sure every family member and everybody in every family in Indian families they probably have somebody that's been through that. Because I know that we have members that have gone through that, like to the extreme where like one of my cousins actually committed suicide.
Yeah.
Right. Because of marriage and a failed marriage.
A guy or
he committed suicide because she again kind of screwed him over.
Just took him to the cleaners.
Yeah. And then here's a crazy story.
Horrible.
1-year-old
son. Kid. Yeah.
Kid. The mom doesn't want anything to do with him, and he's gone. So
That's just
kid's gone.
unbelievable.
His life is.
So doesn't that go to like? Isn't that just a crazy story? Like what are adults doing? And let's just focus on the South Asian community. Yeah. What are they doing?
We don't
People shouldn't get married if they're just stupid people.
Yeah.
Like if you're stupid and you can't handle like stress or like you can't like be flexible in your life and like handle different situations. Like if you're not cut out for that shit, then you shouldn't get married. Yeah. Like it's a very straightforward thing. But I just don't understand. Like they'll spend like all this money on these marriages and it's this big spectacle, and then like look at how many of them are just right off the cliff. Yeah. And not that long after, it's like 6 months, a year, 2 years, and right away they'll pop out a kid because of the pressure. Don't even give me the pressures, man. Like there's pressures from families to have grandkids. At the end of the day, you make that decision. Mm-hmm. Like come on, like when do like the young people in the South Asian culture just finally grow the fuck up and just say, you know what, like we're not going to do this right now. This is a bad decision. Yeah. Financially, it's not good. We're not in a good place. It's like, let's just pop 2 or 3 of these out. Now we're even more stressed because we don't have the money to actually support them. It's just like, where do you start?
It's the culture around it, right? Because the pressure, like you're grown up to, like, that's where all the parents want, like parents, families, everybody that's around you, that's what they want, right? Is you want you to get married at a certain age so that you can, or at least get married as soon as possible kind of thing. You grow up, you become an adult, get married, you go start your own family, and then that's how you kind of live life.
Yeah, but
whether you have no financial security, whether you have
100%
no financial anything, because let's be honest, financial stability is what starts a pillar of a marriage. Yeah, and what it should be. But before any of that, in India and people like that, because they're so infatuated by the other person. Yeah. Let me say they have just love blinders on.
100%.
They're just so much in love.
Let's just get this done with.
Whether they're 18, whether they're 19, when does your brain fully develop?
I don't know, but it's not at 18.
20, I think 24 or 25, right?
25?
25, right? Your brain doesn't develop fully.
I'm surprised the Indian guys, they're still getting married at like late 20s or like early 30s. It just surprises me, Yeah. But I don't know.
The whole concept of it, there is obviously, the marriage around it and everything. But in Canada or in North America, we have something called prenuptial.
Yeah,
right?
Prenup, yeah.
And in India, prenup is banned.
Well, it doesn't exist.
Or it doesn't exist at all. So I have a quick video here we can watch. It'll kind of give us a little idea here. Why prenup is illegal in India.
So is there a way to safeguard yourself from all of this? Do you think the prenup and stuff that works out?
Prenup is not legal in India.
What, really?
Yes. Thanks for asking that question.
Okay.
Everybody is under the impression,
कि prenup बनाएंगे पहले से decided हो गया.
पहले से नहीं, prenup is not legal in India. In fact, it's against the law. So you can,
Okay.
Because in India, as per the Supreme Court, a marriage is sacrosanct. And it
what do you mean by
cannot be
sacrosanct?
Sacrosanct is it is
sacred.
Sacred. It is kind of like religion. How religion is sacrosanct.
Can't be questioned.
Yes. So we are a very pro-marriage country. We are not a pro-divorce country.
Yeah.
Yeah, pro-marriage country, and then your divorce rates are out the window. But I mean, this goes to all the guys in Canada and the States. Like, man, I would, especially Indian guys, I would 100% get a prenup. Yeah. If you don't get a prenup, that's a very dangerous and slippery
path slope.
The chances of you finding a woman or a man fine because there's
Let's go both sides.
the chances of you finding a woman or a man, but women's here,
Okay.
and your judgment being right on about this person and the person just being with you for the next 50, 60 years. You know the chances of that? Like the percentage, how low it is?
Very low.
I'll look it up, but it's not that high. It's not that high.
I thought you were gonna give us a fact.
For half the percentage, but it's not high though.
It isn't.
Like Indian men have shitty judgment. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They have bad judgment
'Cause you know
either they're gonna start drinking like the day after they get married, or they have some type of substance abuse issue going on before the marriage that now everybody for some reason has looked past because he'll get better after marriage. Remember that's the thing?
Yeah.
Like after marriage he'll get straightened out. It's like a very typical Indian saying, "Oh, let him get married, then he'll assume his responsibilities."
become like a
I'm
better
like,
man.
yeah, he'll assume his
And,
responsibilities.
okay, I've personally seen like people get better in a marriage. Okay, I've seen it, but he didn't have.
I have never seen it.
He didn't have like drug issues or substance issues or anything. He was just not on track in life. And then when he had a wife, she kind of put him on track in life, and now he's doing really
Great.
well.
That's
right?
great. That's a nice story.
There's
yeah.
1 out of like 10. That's it.
Listen, there are good stories
Yes.
that people get married and then maybe they correct their path.
Yeah,
But there's a way more bad stories.
yeah.
And the fact that they don't have good judgment,
Yeah.
and this is this is not just Indian men, it's men in general.
Yeah.
They have shitty judgment, or they feel like they found like the one.
Yeah.
By the way, there's like 1 billion plus people out there. The chances of you finding the one, or you found the one in your little hole of a city, you know the chances of that?
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
on,
It's very low.
it's very low.
Very low.
If I flew to like South Africa right now, I'm pretty sure I could find somebody that's pretty good. You know? And then if you flew to Brazil right now, you'd be like, man, I found like the most amazing woman.
Oh, I would.
Like
Brazil is-
you could find good people out there. So just because if you're brought up in a town and you found somebody in the town, then it's like also based on where you were born and that area. If you never left your city and the city has 800,000 people in it,
Yeah.
you're going to eventually find somebody in this city.
In the city, yeah.
That's just basics, man. It's
Yeah.
not complicated. Like, but then if you're well traveled and you move to like Melbourne, man, you probably find somebody there.
Yeah,
Who's
and
not
you can
like-
find somebody
Find somebody anywhere.
Look at them on our dating apps. There's so many like options.
Look
right?
look at the horror stories just on dating apps. Yeah, like women to men, like finding like some guy who's like there are a lot of psycho guys out there.
Yeah. On this channel, we've made many episodes where we've talked about prenups and we've talked about marriages and everything.
Off and on, yeah.
Right, off and on. But we've always been pro prenup. I know that you're always gonna.
I'm
be
pro
that way.
prenup, but I also have really good judgment, so I know.
Yeah. So I'm also pro prenups, right? So I think that why India is, but here's the other thing. Okay. Yes, marriage is a sacred thing because of religion, right? And religion plays a big part, obviously.
Right.
Right. But that was back in the days. Now that every generation is like becoming a little bit more ahead of time.
Yeah.
Do you think the rules, or at least the government rules, should be changed?
It'll,
that they have the option?
It'll never change there. I think it should be, but I don't think it's like that's
Because centuries ago, religion plays a big part, right? But now, as science is evolving, as people are becoming more like, okay, a little bit more aware of things, right? Shouldn't the government policies also be updated?
Yeah,
so that
but
they're not following
But the
like
people, but
century
the
back-
people don't change. The people are still very uneducated.
Yeah.
It's still a third world country.
That is
The literacy rates are like the highest. So these people don't actually understand what this even means. Like they wouldn't. It wouldn't even like work there. I don't think it would. It's even like possible. People are like Sikhs are still getting married under the Hindu Marriage Act. Like, look how far back it is. If you you're still getting married under a different, if again, that's a thing there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't care what marriage act I'm getting married under, to be honest, but people there do.
Again, it might ease on the commitment part of it, but I think prenups really help on that aspect because again, you don't never know what trust.
And hey, you can give your wife assets in the prenup too. It's not like I'm gonna sign this thing and you get nothing, because obviously some women stay at home and they're homemakers, so they take care of the kids, so they don't have, maybe they're not financially independent.
Yeah.
That's cool. So give her, if it ever gets there, again, it's a safeguard. You're not going into something thinking, oh, this is going to end in 5 years, so you take this.
Yeah.
But at least like
Have a backup.
right? There's actually a book. I'm going to pull it up. A book some guy wrote in, my sister was telling me, in California about prenups. Because he asked his wife to sign a prenup. And this is like an educated guy. And she almost left him because of how he asked her. And then he had to like explain it to her. So I'll dig that up. But that's an episode. And then after that, after she actually signed it, he wrote the book. And this is in like California.
Okay.
Where like Indian guys
Bring it on next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I got nothing else on the India part of it.
No, but if you're in Canada and the US, you should seriously look into this if you're thinking about.
And if you're in India and you're watching this, tell us what you guys' thoughts are on it as well. If you guys would be, because it is affecting a lot of men. Because now men are committing suicide. Like,
oh yeah,
you should just
suicide
kill
rates.
yourself just because your marriage ended.
Yeah.
That's a whole another level. But
They grind the guy down though. They grind him down until he has nothing left. Like he's already poor.
yeah,
And then on top of that, they gouge him for everything that he has. Now he's like, you're just empty. And then they just go kill themselves. And I mean, that's a whole different thing.
yeah.
Crazy topic, lots to talk about. Leave your comments. Again, I hope I didn't generalize too much. But I really believe if you don't have good judgment, that there's something that you should actually,
Yeah,
think
you gotta
about.
think about. Yeah, look
Talk
at
to a lawyer at least.
it. Yeah,
like,
have a conversation. Marriage counselors, right? Go to couple therapy. Have a conversation about prenups.
Did you know, like in Christianity, like before they get, this is what I heard, and they go to like a priest.
Yeah.
And they sit there, and then he'll go through like what, like all
marriage looks like,
finances and how you should. Yeah. Indian people need that.
Maybe
In like
that should be something
like
that
now.
other communities might want to look into, because that might help, right? Couple therapy and things like that.
I think it's actually a huge business too. Like if somebody, maybe I should do this. I'll just set it up in my gym.
Provide therapy.
If anybody came to see me, they'd probably leave not wanting to get married. I saw this guy. I'm not getting married anymore. He scared the hell out of me.
I got nothing else.
No, that's it.
All right.
Comment, share, subscribe.
We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.